So I work for Solutionreach. My name is Maddie Crowley. I am coming up on 9 years at Solutionreach, and we do basically patient engagement for doctors and dentist offices. And so that's our main purpose.
And you're here in town.
Yeah,
right?
we're just a few exits away.
Is this your first time in our office?
Yes, it's awesome.
Good to have you. So how many employees do you have?
We are around 250.
250,
right
okay. So let's talk about your programs today with Awardco and a little bit about your journey. So I know you started with service awards to really enhance and focus in on that. And it's your 9th anniversary, I think, this Friday.
Yep.
And you've also added in other programs. So tell us a little bit about the programs that you're doing today and why the focus started with service awards.
Well, it really kicked off, believe it or not, there was a time where whether it was your 1st anniversary or your 5th anniversary, you were getting a balloon and a nice card on your desk.
Yeah.
Which is great, but we wanted to definitely up our game. Mm-hmm. And so it started with service rewards, coming up on 9 and 10 years, I definitely want, the good 10-year reward. Yeah. But another one that we were doing is birthdays. Everyone's birthday, they would get something, or holiday, or if somebody was out for a baby or wedding, we tried to just cover the board with a lot more personal touch programs.
Do you still do the balloons as well?
No. We actually went a lot more remote. We're kind of the hybrid like you guys are. And so no physical balloons, and Awardco is just an answer to reward people anywhere.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of what you're doing with Awardco is consolidating a lot of different programs and automating things. What benefits has that brought to you, especially as you administer the programs?
Yeah, me and the other admins are, praising the Awardco platform. When we started Awardco, it just opened our eyes on how different the different departments were recognizing people. And so I heard of consistency earlier, and I was like, that was a huge one for us, from an administrative and just organizational standpoint on how people were being rewarded, but also on a team member perspective. They're watching a department get recognized more often or things like that, and they're not feeling the love as much. So just bringing it all into Awardco really helped us understand how everyone was being rewarded, get it all in one place. We even wrote a policy for our handbook on how leaders should recognize and how to use Awardco. And it just really boosted morale for everyone to know they're on the same playing field as far as recognition.
I like that. It seems really simple, but something we don't always think about is just the power of having consistency, where somebody can come in and recognize somebody in the same way as someone else, or be recognized in the same way, aligned to values, and just in a really aligned and consistent way.
Yeah.
So,
and as an admin, we can see what teams are getting even Awardco more often, and we just have a lot more visibility on reaching out to those managers and encourage them to recognize and incentivize.
Ooh, I like that too, the visibility part. Like sometimes, when you have different programs and different things are happening in different parts of the company, you don't understand what's really happening. You don't understand what's being spent and what budget looks like. But the single platform, bringing everything together helps with just understanding everything and having that visibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited to hear about the product updates. I'm like, I'll use that.
Oh yeah,
I'll use that.
Yeah, probably some new stuff that you heard today, which is kind of cool. So I know with your company, with your employees, they're spread out everywhere. You're considered virtual first ever since the pandemic. Mm-hmm. How has recognition helped create connections with your people? And Awardco specifically, how has it helped kind of bring people together who are not working together every single day?
Yeah, a big one was right in the beginning, and we started hiring nationwide, and we're not all in Utah anymore. We would constantly have raffles or things like that for a company party, and we're like, how do we recognize so-and-so in Ohio, and what do we do? And so instead of having a lot more physical items, we went towards Awardco points,
Yeah.
This raffle is for this many points and things. So just kind of cutting out a lot of physical items, because the shipping is going to be more convenient for them and us, and they can choose how they want to be recognized, which was really big. One thing I love that our R&D leaders have done is they have a quarterly, I believe quarterly lunch, and they invite everyone.
So it's like a virtual
virtual
lunch,
jump on Zoom, bring your own lunch, but the manager sees who's there and sends everybody things in Awardco so they can redeem it for some food or whatever they really want. But it's kind of a way to stay connected even though they can't go out to lunch together.
Yeah, so it brings people together, recognition, even if they're not sitting in the same office. Now, I'm probably catching you on the spot. I asked Laura the same thing. Can you think do you have like a favorite recognition story or example that's gone through the platform?
let's think. I would say one of my favorites that we have is one of our programs is for anyone who has a new baby or an adoption. And kind of that same thing where things were inconsistent before. Some managers were like, oh yeah, so-and-so's out on leave or whatever. Did you send something? Should we send something?
Yeah.
There was just a lot of uncertainty. And so we decided to have just here is what you do when somebody is out for a baby or, adoption or something like that. And so just being able, I help people with leaves of absence. It's part of my role in HR, and letting them know, hey, there's some Awardco points coming your way. Pick out something cute for the baby. That's just been really fun for me to throw at people when they're out on leave.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've said a few key things. Like it sounds like automation has been huge, helping just trigger things automatically and be automated.
Yeah.
You talked about consistency, visibility. Anything else that comes to mind as you think about the benefits of bringing programs together?
Automation, consistency. Those are
You might have nailed them all, yeah.
I mean, I would say support as well. Like, love turning people towards the chat or call support if anything goes wrong, which I hear very little of as an admin, which is great news. But just having that confidence in the support side and knowing that they're going to get help whenever something's up, it's always been great.
Cool. So we love our partnership. Do you have a favorite sort of feature or something that you're most excited about as you plan and think about this next year?
I was really excited to hear just more about the bulk upload feature. We have, as admins, take turns and go in whenever there's a bulk recognition coming up. So that was one that excited me. We just did one for Employee Appreciation Day, a week or two ago. And so... Oh
yeah, what did you do that day?
Everyone got a flat points across the board, and the CEO wrote a message for everybody. But we only decided that week, like, what we were going to do. It was like, do we send swag? Do we do this? And I was like, let's just use Awardco. And it was way easy, fast, streamlined, didn't have to do a ton of planning, and that's what I like.
People do like that about our software a lot. Like, you can think of a program one day, and someone can turn it on within a few minutes, and it's sort of ready to go and get going, the next day.
So. It's my answer 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah,
with what we
like
do.
that. We appreciate that. So, Maddie, thank you for joining us. Any final words for our audience today?
Drink the Awardco Kool-Aid. It's where it's at.
Thank you.